The U.S. Marine Corps' principal assault support aircraft is the MV-22 Osprey. It was introduced in 2007 to replace the CH-46 Sea Knight and has been supporting troops in combat since then. The Osprey is unique in that it employs two engines on fixed wingtips housed in nacelles that rotate to allow the MV-22 to land and take off vertically, but accomplish far quicker flying than a helicopter by tilting the nacelles forward in flight to resemble a fixed-wing aircraft. The Osprey improves marine assault operations by possessing the speed and range of a turboprop, the maneuverability of a helicopter, and the capacity to transport 24 marine combat personnel twice as quickly and 5 times further than earlier helicopters. The Osprey had an immediate impact upon its arrival in Iraq. A top Marine commander commented on its enhanced expeditionary capabilities and startling operational reach by stating that it reduced his fighting field from the size of Texas to that of Rhode Island. Since its maiden flight in 1984, the Osprey program has encountered numerous developmental obstacles, including several test flight accidents that resulted in 30 fatalities. Before its initial deployment to Iraq to support marine operations in the Anbar region, the Navy and Marine Corps developed new flight tactics and improved equipment. The aircraft has proven safer than many rotary wing aircraft in the fleet. As part of the HMX-1 Presidential Squadron headquartered in Quantico, Virginia, the MV-22 transports White House personnel. Fleet Readiness Center East, or FRCE, began a new era of duty on August 11th when it completed maintenance on the first MV-22B Osprey aircraft flown by the Marine Corps unit charged with transporting the President of the United States by helicopter. Since 2009, when the depot received its first Osprey, FRCE has conducted modification and PMI, planned maintenance interval events for Navy and Marine Corps V-22 aircraft. The same support will be proved to Marine Helicopter Squadron 1. The HMX-1 Nighthawks fleet includes several green-top MV-22B aircraft, which are all scheduled to receive PMI-2 service at FRCE in the coming months following the successful completion and early return of the first aircraft. The new V-22 workload extends FRCE's extensive service history to HMX-1, the primary operational test and evaluation unit for marine assault support helicopters and associated equipment. The depot has formerly repaired CH-46 and CH-53 helicopters for the squadron, in addition to the T-58-400B engine that powered the presidential VH-3D Sea King and the White-top VH-3D, also known as Marine 1. The VH-92 Fleet Support Team, headquartered at Fleet Readiness Center East, provides engineering and logistics support for the new VH-92A White-top platform, which is slated to become the new Marine 1. When FRC craftsmen completed maintenance on the facility's first HMX-1 Osprey, the depot outperformed the required turnaround time by 28 days, returning the aircraft in just 122 days as opposed to the planned objective of 150, according to Andrew Rock, the V-22 branch chief at the depot. He stated that the V-22 line was able to proceed from induction to functional check flight, or FCF, within 74 days. This tremendously successful endeavor significantly influenced FRCE to exceed the turnaround objective. For the aircraft to go from landing for induction to us flying it and having it deemed an FCF aircraft in 74 days is incredible, Rock said. I think this shows what the team at FRCE is capable of. The initial plan, according to Rock, was to conduct the HMX-1 Osprey PM-12 events at Marine Corps Base Quantico, Virginia, which presented several logistical challenges for the V-22 line at FRCE, including the possibility of sending Cherry Point-based artisans to Quantico for an extended period. Leaders agreed to deploy the first V-22 to FRCE with a turnaround time target of 150 days. If FRCE could fulfill this goal, the depot could do the necessary maintenance on the remaining HMX-1 Ospreys at Cherry Point. It was a prototype, essentially, Rock said. There's a certain schedule that has to be met. We didn't initially have an estimate on the actual turnaround because we had no idea what the aircraft would look like when it came in. We didn't know what we were going to find when we started disassembly for the PMI. A planned maintenance interval is the duration of the time designated for the execution of a maintenance operation. During a PM1 event, craftsmen remove the aircraft, assess its condition, do necessary repairs, update systems, and reassemble it. In addition to the services done during PMI-1, PMI-2 activities involve new paint for the aircraft. In both cases, planes land at and depart from the FRCE site. The Navy's Integrated Maintenance Program, which focuses on the structural integrity of the airframe, comprises PMI events. Maintenance and inspection performed by the squadron at the organizational level, or O-level, do not reveal the same problems as those discovered at the depot level since O-level maintenance is not intended to fulfill the same requirements. Rock highlighted that many things discovered at FRCE will only be discovered during PMI. For example, at the squadron level, they're not going to take out the sponson fuel cells and look at the frames there. We will do that, and if we pull that sponson fuel cell out and find a bad frame inside, that could add weeks to the turnaround time. Rock remarked that the HMX-1 aircraft undergoing construction was remarkably clean, suggesting that there were few hidden flaws. This contributed to the astonishing speed with which the crew transitioned the V-22 from induction to FCF, a performance he deems a tremendous success. The next V-22 from HMX-1 is slated for induction this fall, with the possibility of an earlier induction date due to the team's completion of the first Osprey far ahead of the initial 150-day target. There was a lot of concern regarding the ability to complete a 150-day turnaround time at FRCE, so it's good for everybody out there to see us perform, he said. We did it, and we did it well. That's exactly what the commanding officer wants to show. He said that the quick turnaround between induction and flight inspection was a source of pride for Rock and the V-22 craftsmen at Cherry Point. He noted that the prestige is also associated with the delivering services to Marines who support the President. I've said it all before, there's been a lot of attention on the V-22 line, but really everything that happens is due to the artisans and the support staff, Rock said. They have supported and followed through on every idea presented to them. That shows in the results we're getting, he continued. We have the skills, the abilities, and when the logistical elements line up, I believe there's nothing we can't do. FRCE is the largest provider of maintenance, repair, overhaul, and technical services in North Carolina, with over 4,000 civilian, military, and contract employees. Its annual earnings surpass $1 billion. The depot serves the fleet as a vital aspect of the United States Navy, Naval Air Systems Command, and Commander Fleet Readiness Centers. That's all for today's video. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section below. I hope that you find this video interesting. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. See you in the following video with some more latest updates, and until then, stay tuned.